Hi there, welcome back everyone. It is Phoenix Bloom with another video. Today I want to try something a little bit different than just doing deck guides and gameplay. I want to try doing kind of a new series idea I had. This is a little bit inspired by the Every Leader 3 deck series from Not Like Joshua. And so this is a list of all the different leader colors in the game. Has all the base ones and all the matches of each color. And how this is going to work is I will spin this wheel and get a random color, and then I will go to the simulator and say if we get like black and yellow, for instance, I will have to go find a black and yellow leader like Tyros, Lin Lin, Monty D. Luffy, and I have to build a deck around there. But on top of that, kind of make it more interesting, every week we'll have a different stipulation added on or something like that. Sometimes it will be random, it could be suggested. But this week I want to focus on block 1 and block 2 leaders only. So it means that on top of the total leader I spin, I have to use a block 1 or 2 leader. So I have to use like a Heroes, for instance, versus using a Deco Moria. And so let's try this. All right, we're back here. We'll spin the wheel. Right, red and black. This is a very interesting combination right here. And so we'll go on to the sim. See, red and black leaders. From block 1 and 2, we have Monkey D. Dart. We have Sabo. Let's see. I know Toby's the most recent one, but that is block 3, so we can't use that. Same with the new Sabo. I believe that's all. So we can either do the Dart or the original Sabo. So let's go over those effects right now. Sabo has attached one Dawn on the opponent's turn once per turn. If one of our characters with 5,000 power or more were to be KO'd, we can instead give that character minus 1,000 power this turn. It's a pretty generic effect, which should be good for open-end deck building. Then Dart instead has your turn. When we attach Dawn to this leader or to one of our characters, we give up to one of our opponent's 7 tossed or lower characters minus 1 toss this turn. So I think I'm going to try and build around Sabo. They're both 4 life 5k power leaders. I just think I can do more with Sabo. So he is Revolutionary Army type. So let's start with that. Revo Army. We can use all the good stuff. Let's see. And then same with the leader restriction. I'm thinking about only using black 2 or 4 cards. So and then with the cards, I am going to try and make this deck as relevant as possible. So I'll be using modern cards. I just want to focus on these older leaders, which will rotate faster, and so that way it gives us some time to kind of appreciate these old leaders for what they are, while still giving them the power of these new cards that have been releasing. So like this dragon right here could be good. He can reborn Revolutionary Army characters. Let's see. Or this one right here. I know with this Sabo, if one of our characters 5,000 power or more be KO'd, that would work for blockers. So I think that would be something cool. So let's maybe try and do a blocker, as I do know Revolutionary Army has a good amount of blockers, like mainly Sabos, honestly. We'll just start there. Start getting them in there. We'll see where this leads us. Let's see. There's this dragon from OP13, which is once per turn if our Revolutionary Army type character would be removed from the field by our opponent's effects, and this character minus 2,000 power instead. This should be good, as like this dragon can protect from effects. Then if they have another way to remove something, we can protect it with Sabo. We do want a way to attach on the leader, which I'm pretty sure this koala does. Yes, it does. So that's very good. We want a searcher, so we can run the spell of Betty. Maybe run stage. Could be good. gives us some more card information if we want to really go hard into Revolutionary, which I think we do. See, we can also get this Koala Searcher. That way we have a bunch of searchers in the deck. So is this Ivan top 2? It's a blocker, then on play just trashes 3. That's okay. Let's see. Trying to think. Oh, this hack I definitely like. Karasu. No, I don't really think we need that effect. See, a lot of the modern revolutionary subs have the cost adding bonuses because both of the new revolutionary leaders care about their cost being at least 8 or higher. Though with Sabo, this original one, he doesn't really matter, which means we can not worry about this. This Koala is good though, as it can give Arrested Dawn to our leader every turn with an activate main. Just we can always set up his on play, or not his on play, but his ability. See, do we want the OG Sabo secret rare? As on play, trash 1, we KO a 5 or less and a 3 or less. I don't really think KO effects like this are very good right now, especially with Emu still seeing play. So let's get Dragon in here. Then let's get some 2Ks. So like Morley's a decent 2K. Let's choose another good 2K. This Sabo could maybe be a good one. I know this old Koala card is good as well. Let's see. We could also try and add some of the Trigger Revolutionary Army cards. Like this. Morley, but I think that's more for the Bello Betty deck, in my opinion. So we can think about events as well. And then this could also be up to being changed this deck if we need to. I might go down one of him just because he doesn't have any counter that is important. We can get some of this OG Dragon in. So what do we think about this deck? So it has a lot of searching potential, not a lot of 2Ks. I think Morley is our only... No, Morley and this Sabo is our only 2K. Maybe go down one of these dragons. We can go down one of these because I don't want that many bricks because we have a lot right now. Go down a stage and then add 3 of these for some 2Ks. I like this. Sabo. And then I'll just do, just leave it at Sabo should be good. And then let's take this into ladder and see how we do. Let's see. Find Sabo first. And so I don't know how this series will go, though I do really like watching different series online for my personal feeling, and I think that doing the series could be cool, showing off especially some older leaders, but also just leaders throughout the entire color spread of the game and how they all play differently from each other. And especially when you look at it like these older leaders, like this Sabo does play very, very differently from the new red and black Sabo that got added. And so I did stay very Revolutionary Army with this first deck concept, but I know stuff like the DARP Searcher that came out could be very good for this deck, and just some generic red and black support. And so I think after we just do a basic test of the leader, we should be able to go do that and try something. Maybe we can try the Western format. That's the worst part about the sim, just waiting for our time, but it's alright. Oh, and then we're going into Purple Kaido. It's interesting. Let's see, you want to go first, second? I think since both of our bid drops with both of our gens are an 8, we'd prefer going second, just so we hit that curve. This is a Searcher into a Koala. It's a 2 blockers. I like this. Getting this koala down early is really nice for our lead ability, since it'll just mean we'll have it active every single turn. Alright, let's see. We can Bella Betty here. Let's see, we can Bella Betty find another searcher maybe. We can get this Sabo, potentially. We get the secret rare one. I think I'd like getting the secret rare one to set up for the future. Then I'll play out this koala and end my turn there. This is setting us up pretty good. Next turn, we don't have the best play as our only 4 toss in hand is currently Morally, which like you don't ever want to play that much, just as he is just in the deck mainly for a 2k counter. And then he's playing sits. I think we will counter out just because Kaido is a leader that can burn our life very fast. 4. So here I'll just do 5 with Betty. And then sits with Sabo. Alright, end our turn. Then next turn, when we're at sits, we can play this Sabo secret rare, or we can play the Koala. They're both very good. I think I'd stick with the Sabo as he is a blocker. And that will help us with the lead effect and everything. So I think that's where I'm thinking about right now. See, he plays another queen. He does find Island late, which is really good for us. And so he might just attach 1 to lead, swing, or attach 1 to king, swing into Betty. That's fine. Then he does 5 into lead, probably. 5 into lead. Give him a koala. Alright, sits. We will go Sabo. Let's see. Oh, koala. Gives another rested dawn. And then swing 7 into life. And now we have a blocker. And if that blocker would be KO'd once per turn, we can. Oh. Okay. Well, we will just use our card action then. We're already seeing this leader kind of come in clutch, basically. And now we have a sits-K blocker. He does that. See, we will just take this one. Black Maria. So he'll probably use lead effect this turn. And then Maria. Yep. See, there goes stage. Yeah, this is the hard part now in the game where if we can aggro him fast enough, we just basically cannot take that much damage from him at all now. We don't really have enough cards in trash for the dragon. I might do this Sabo, protect us from KO. We can trash this Sabo and a dragon. And then can go 7 with lead. And 7, and then maybe get some more Dawn attached. Or I can keep up 2 blockers. Let's see. I'm thinking, I know his deck runs the new Kaido, so I think I'll go 9. And then keep up 1, maybe pretend I have an event or something. And keep up 2 blockers. That way if he rests 1 with his 7-drop Kaido, which has Rush, or he plays the old Queen, that is alright as well. That gives him a blocker. Will make this harder to do lethal. Yeah, the good thing about Revolutionary Army is they have some of the best blockers in the game. So even if this Kaido does put us to really low life, as long as we can keep safe with our blockers, He does 8. I'll just block here. Use lead effect. Yeah, that is a really nice thing we can do with our blockers in this lead ability. And then, oh, we get this Dragon here. That is very good. So we can Dragon. Use you. And we're just loading our lead up with a bunch of cards right here. So this is 4, so this is 9. I think I'll attach 1 and then attach 1 to go 10 and 10. So 10. He might block with the queen here. He does have a good amount of cards in hand, though. So I'm sure he does have enough 2Ks in hand to worry about this. Interesting that he didn't use Island. See what he does. And then we'll attach 1 to this Dragon, and then rush with him. And leave up both Sabos as blockers. He takes it. Blocks that. End their turn. Alright, and I think reason why I'm teaming up 2 blockers is I know his deck runs ways to rest a character. I don't believe he can rest 2 in 1 turn though, which is what I'm hoping. He plays the new chain, so he'll probably lead effect here, and then Black Maria and chain to get himself back up to Matt's Dawn for next turn. Since 8, we'll just block that. Use hard action. Yeah, this is the hardest part about the Kaido matchup, is when they get late enough to do this, where they can just freely use lead ability every single turn without worry. So like next turn, he can also just use his lead ability. Let's see. Though he doesn't have any blockers, only 1 left in life, so there is a chance. Here, let's Betty maybe find another Dragon. Alright, so that's really helpful. So we will go 9. Probably go 9 3 times. And then I might attach 1 and go 8. So 3 9s and an 8. Or 2 9s and a 10, depending on how his counter looks. He does have 1-up, so he probably does have the counter event, which is, I believe, a Dawn -1 for plus 9k power. Which would mean he'd have to have that plus another card in hand for these 9. Yep, there it is. Plus 4, so that puts him to 9, and he'll have to give us another card out of his hand. Which is great. He gives us an Albert. Alright, we will go Dragon. We will go Dragon. Let's see. And then, do I put 1 on Sabo? I think I don't. I think I play it safe here. Again, I know he has a way to rest a blocker, so I'd rather keep both of my blockers up just in case. Because he can play that Kaido, which can rest one of my blockers, then use his lead ability to get rid of this life, and then just swing in. And so I do still want to play it safe here. I did miss a Dawn, but this could play some mind games with our opponent, made him think that we might have something. So let's see what happens here. I feel like we are in a good position, though. Because he basically, we have so much on board, he just has to play for life and play for game on this turn. And I don't think he'll be able to get there. We have Not the best counter hand, only 1-2K, 3 ones in this dragon. Chill out if you win. See, I think he might not. Oh, he plays that. Does this lead effect protect everything? I'm not sure how this works here. And it does protect everything. That's interesting. I guess it's like the Toby leader effect. Alright, and then we'll just do Sabo. See, it is very interesting as I know this Kaido deck is very cool because of this board wipe, though because Sabo and Kobe both have basically effects that get around their board being wiped, it is very strong. And so even if, say, I know that Kaido deck specifically, here, we'll see if it loads up, they run an event, it's a 6-cost one, Hockey Ocean Sovereignty. I've also seen this be played in the purple Tadakuri deck. It's a Dominus 2 to KO to opponent's characters 6 cost or lower. So, like, even though this KO's 2 characters, if he tried to do that to both of our blockers that game, our leader effect would have protected both. So, see, this kind of showing off this old Sabo right here, how he is still putting in work. So, okay, what did we learn from that game? We learned this card is very, very strong. It's just a free Dawn to lead every turn. It helped with us. It helps with our aggro potential a lot. And so, how can we kind of change the deck? I never played these dragons because on the turn I could originally play it, we just didn't have enough cards in trash to use it. It is a good card being able to bring back a 6 cost from our trash, like any of our Saba blockers, but I'm okay with going down to 2. Let's see. We didn't do anything on our 4-Dawn play. I just think that's just, instead of taking him, I took one of these when I searched. So I could have done this, though again, his effect with on play, adding one of our life cards hand, that's good for this Sabo, but not really the best for us. So let's try without him, see where we can get. I think because we are a Sabo leader, there is merit in possibly playing the start. As it's an on play, we looked at the top 4 and get any card with a cost of 3 or more to our hand. That is a decent bit of our deck. That's basically everything that's not our searchers. So I think for this one we can try playing some Garps. This does put us up to 12 searchers though, so we are pretty much guaranteed to see everything. I don't know if I want this stage. Instead, let's see if there's any events that we might like. Because I know I was able, as we saw, to hold up 1 Dawn a lot at the end there if I wanted. So maybe we could do something like that. We could also do Radical Beam, maybe. It's could be late game, just a 1 cost for 4K power. Maybe a guard point, which is just a really simple one. That's always the 3K counter. I think. Let's try doing some Rad Beam. Just add that in there. So we'll do 2 Rad Beam, 1 Bad Management Course. Just have some variety in there. Alright, I like this deck. Let's try this one out. So. Alright, so I think it really showed its power last game where when he didn't have multiple taps and he just had one tap and we had a blocker, that being KO'd from blocking, we can just basically negate with our lead ability. So we can just shut down whole turns if they're not a super rush deck. Now, if they are a rush deck, say something like Red Green Odin, or even Zoro, which should attack multiple times a turn, I can see that being a bit rough for this deck. So let's see how it does against some other decks. I know Kaido can be a bit slow, though he can also be scary, especially because he has so many ways to ramp up his Dawn. So, let's see here. Alright, this is an interesting leader. This is Purple Yellow Crocodile. When at Dawn, you return from your Dawn field your Dawn debt through the effects, you just add one. So this is good, it basically negates minusing Dawn. We'll keep this. He chose to go second. So would we rather Bello Betty or Koala? I'd say let's Koala just to build trash a little bit first. We will grab a hat here. This is the only one we can grab, end our turn. We have 3 hats in hand. This is very funny. And that is the roughest part about Koala, just as we do run the 5-cost Koala, we can't really take that. Oh. Yes, he's playing a very trigger-heavy version of the deck. That's interesting. I haven't really seen that with this crocodile before. Though, I also haven't seen this crocodile in a while before. He gets the Prona, so I guess he's playing a Thriller Bark package. Right. We get 3. Now we have this for late game. That's nice. We'll do our second searcher. See, I can grab this dragon for later. I don't know if we want that though. I can grab us this 2K. I like grabbing this Sabo blocker because it is a 2K, but can also, be played just for 3 if late game we have all cards in trash, and then should show 7 in the lead. Alright. He takes it. I think he countered there on purpose, just had Otama away. -1 to draw 2, but he doesn't actually minus because of his lead effect. This is a really good trigger in that deck. And so our next turn, we can go hack and then put 1 on lead to get the leader ability. And then Hack's a really good blocker too, just has on KO, he can KO our opponent's thing. So depending on if our opponent does not attack very smart, say if they attack with lead first, we can let lead kill Hat, and then Hat's on KO killed their character, which would have been a second swing. And so, alright, this Prona being played this turn doesn't really matter for us too much, as there's nothing good for her to freeze. Swings 5 into 5. I'll give him a hack here just as we have 2 more in hand, and I don't really want to go down on life. Alright, 5. So I'm going to attach 1 to lead, go sit. So if he does any Thriller Bart triggers, he does that to bring back the Hog back here. See, he's thinking about it, so we might have gotten one of those. Alright, and then we will hack, end our turn. And then hack is one of the newer Revolutionary Army supports, so he does up to 8 cost, which is great. It makes him very hard to remove by effect. And then our leader makes it even harder to remove him because we protect him once per turn for KO. So, yeah, I do really like this leader effect. I just wish he had another effect on top of that to possibly, I don't know, just like, because this leader effect only happens on the opponent's turn, sometimes it just feels like there's nothing if our opponent doesn't play into it at all, which is the suckiest part in my opinion. But this was OPO5, so alright, he tries to destroy Hat. We'll use our card action here. Then we're okay with Hat dying. and we can just kill Perona, because there's nothing good for Perona to target now. So that's a pretty good trade for us. We took 1 life, but we were able to get rid of his Perona and use Hat good. We still have done that Hat effect here, but then we would have had a counter. We're up to 7, so I think we go Betty, get a 5-toss Koala, then goes this Sabo, go sits into life. Oh, he might get a trigger here. Oh, he gets a Rayleigh trigger. Alright. And see, that is the hardest part about the lead ability, because if he did this, like played that Rayleigh on his turn, we would have been able to protect the Sabo, but since it was on our turn, we weren't able to do anything, and that does put us very behind, because we were really hoping to have that blocker and then keep him around. So, gonna go 7 here. So we can counter out of this, so do like that. Probably end up playing a Dragon on our next turn, just Dragon, getting rid of Rayleigh, and then going into life. Or just going Dragon and lead into life, depending on what else he plays. Because he is only on 1 life here. He does have a lot of cards in hand, however, but if we're able to rush him down, then should be very good. I'm okay with giving up Hack right now. Does put us on low cards in hand, though. We're at the position where, okay, he does play the Kuma, which means it's better to put one of our swings into this Rayleigh just to get a attack off of his board. This Kuma is a very good card. Okay, so we do have Dragon here. So we could use the Black Dragon. Instead, bring back this Saba blocker if we want to go for more of a tempo play, which I think I will. Let's see. Both of them have upsides, because doing this play gives us an 8 body and a blocker, versus doing this one just gives us basically 1 bid swing and then a second swing from our lead. I think going this Dragon's better though, so we'll return Hack, and the 2K, and we'll play out this Saba blocker. Use Saba blocker, give himself 2 cost, on to lead. We'll do 7. He'll probably give us a 2K here. But that's still getting cards out of his hand. The Beige, okay. And our turn. Alright, yeah, drawing this did change our plans here, but I think it's probably better. It's a safer play. Now, if he plays down another tumor or something to heal, that does make finishing this game a lot harder to do. Though with 2 Dragons in hand, it can be done. We just don't have any counter right now, which is the really rough part. Okay, so we go 7. We'll take it. We got Koala. Okay. We'll probably have to take 2 life this time. He goes sits. I will block with Sabo. He is at 10. I don't know what like high end this crocodile deck runs. See, 7 Words of the Sea. He could run that new 9-cost Boa, which trashes 1 of our life and heals him by 1. That could be very annoying if he plays it. Though I don't know any good Baroque Words finishers. I just know that new Boa hand taught that came out. So he goes 5. Give him a koala. And then he does play that boa. Right. And so he also left up one Dawn last turn. And since he's leaving one up Dawn again this turn, I believe that is probably a sign that he has an event in hand. Maybe it's Otama Way. We did see a trigger earlier. And Otama Way is to counter Dawn -1. He can base it. It's like the Doflamingo effect, where he can just redirect one of our attacks, which could mean he can redirect one of our attacks into this Kuma, which would heal him again up to just mats. So I do feel like we need to remove his board heavily here with going the dragon. Okay. So let's start by going 8 into sits, and we'll see if Otama's way us into the Kuma. As I could definitely see him doing that. Yep. He could also do it into the Hancock or the Lilith. Okay. If he has another Otama way here, that will be very annoying. We'll go. Yeah, we'll go 9 to 6. Honestly, I'm kind of okay with his Kuma dying this turn, just as I want to remove as many. Yep, another Otama way. Going there. Okay. So would I rather attack into Kuma or Rayleigh here? I think I'd rather go. Like that. Well, if he counters, okay. That is very rough for us. I'm having the 2 Otama ways in hand, and the 2 2Ks was not what we wanted to see at all. So we do have one blocker here, and then we have a 2K and a 1K in hand. So that's 7. 1 Dawn attached to Rayleigh. 2 Dawn on Kuma. So that's 9. I will block the 9. And let's see. Okay, he goes another one on Rayleigh. He goes 8. We can't do much about that. That's a 2K though, so I think just with the Boa Hancock, with how big she is, we are not able to finish this one out. He might psych himself out here. I doubt so. Yep. Is GG. It's a good game. Let's see. Oh yeah, he had. Even if we got further, he had another Hancock. He had the Lilith Jet, another card in hand, or the Hodback. Hodback should have brought back a Proner to stop an attack. So yeah, that was. I feel like that was a good game for us. It kind of showed that when we are not able to clear his board, he can kind of rush down our life, as we are only a 4-life leader with no way to fix that. We also saw when he was able to remove this Sabo during our turn, like that first Sabo, that really did set us back. And I guess we also talked about if it was smart to do that play with the black dragon into the Sabo versus going the red dragon. I still think that was better, as that Sabo did protect us from a few attacks. But, who knows what should have happened. Both dragons are good, that's why we're running both. And they're both useful for different things. Like, Black Dragon is amazing for getting a big body on the field for the next turn, and also setting up a blocker. Versus the Red Dragon is great for finishing off games. And so, alright. Oh, this is fun. We're seeing the new Sabo. Kind of the retrain of the one that we're playing. I like this. This is Searcher into the one that can activate lead a bit. So this new one, it is, I'm going to be honest, it is just better than our Sabo. Let's see, he is running stage. He's probably running, let's see, Bunny Joe. Okay, he's running a very heavy Revolutionary Army package here. So we'll go, do we want to Bellow Betty or do we want to Dart? These are both good. We'll Betty, just as it finds us more stuff. We don't have a good 4-drop play, so I think going the hat here is probably the play. And then we got this Koala. End our turn. I feel like he's also probably running this Koala just because his lead also wants him to have a Dawn attached. Let's see. It is interesting how he's only a 4k power lead, though. Right, he swings 5. We'll give him a Dart. Alright, and then on 4, we will play Hat. And then to arrest it to lead. Go sits into 4. He might just... Oh, okay. I was thinking he might let us take it just because he does want his life to go down to 3, so he becomes a 5-life leader again. This is the hardest part with the new Sabo leader, as he does set himself back. He does have a hat, which is really funny because hats pay original cost. If his hat dies, that means my hat dies, which means his other character dies, because they will all trigger their on-KO. So it's just a huge chain, which is very, very funny. Alright, we're on sits. So it's either the Sabo or the Koala. This Sabo is just better. Uses effect. And so either I attack here and hat dies, my hat dies, and I remove his Bella Betty, which I'll probably do. Just as the way these hats interact with each other is really, really funny. We just rid of the Koala. That's interesting, actually. Because, I mean, she is very useful. I do have another one in hand, and also this Sabo does basically the same thing. His trash is getting pretty full, though. He does have a secret in there, so I'm afraid if he gets... Let's see. If he maybe gets an 8-cost Black Dragon, he does have... Oh, he has the Red Dragon in hand, so we know he's able to rush us next turn, so we might want to think about that. He does have a rush option. He goes 7. We'll just block and use lead ability. Because he doesn't have another good attack or trip. We're up to 8. We do not have enough cards to use our big dragon. So I could play another hat and then just attach some Dawn, or I can play a Koala. Koala doesn't have blocker. I do really like blockers, as you can tell with my board already having 2. I wanted to get a good attacker on the board, so having this Koala could be good. So we'll play her out. We can use this Sabo. Rest it on the lead. Use Koala. Give another one to lead. I might just swing really big with lead here. Or we can go 5 and then 7. Gives us multiple attacks, which I like. Surprised he's kept himself at 5 life just because I know that leader likes being at the lower life to get their effects, but and I feel like he's almost guaranteed to play a dragon this turn, either the black or the red one. We know he has red one in hand, guaranteed. Oh, there goes that level. He also has a lot of cards in trash. We only have 1 in trash. That is where like stage comes in handy for setting up, as it trashes a card every turn. We place the black dragon. Probably plays a secret rare Sabo, I would assume. That way he has his own blocker set up. Yep, that makes sense. Yeah, this Sabo's lead effect is really good, as if he has a character with cost of 8 or more, he gives all characters and leaders plus 1,000 power. I really didn't even need to do that. I just felt like it. He won't be able to remove any of my board this turn. Let's see, does he leave it on up? I know there are some Revolutionary Army counters specifically, which I can do. Alright, so on our next turn, so we do have this koala to attack with. We can go Sabo, see if we try anything good. Let's see, trash him, trash her. Now we are KO immune. I will play a hat here as well. Set some more stuff on board. Before I play a hat, however, let's start doing some of this. Do some of that. Let's see. Go. Sits with Koala. He does have the 8k power blocker. Yep. Go 8 into life. And then go hat. Now we are ending with 4 blockers. Everyone but hat is KO immune by effect. Our leader can make them immune to 1 actual KO. Oh, here comes the red dragon, I believe, which is a big tempo swing in his favor. We haven't been able to play any of our like huge bodies yet, but we are still at 4 life. We only have 3 cards in trash. I feel like after this we will have enough in trash to play this dragon if we want 2 of our own. Oh, and then he plays a Dark Searcher. It's a Stussy. That's interesting. I feel like we might. A Stussy could be a tech option that we could try as well. This is a very important thing that we want to know for his next turn. We want to set that up. He goes 7. See, this is the hard part about Hat, where Hat is strong, but late in the game, Hat kind of falls off. That should be good. Let's see. Use that against the dragon. He can still attack with it, but it makes it worse to attack now. Yep, Let's see, he wanted to go sits, so we'll just morally out of that. Then he has one good attack left. As I doubt with our board he would risk attacking with his only blocker right now. He goes 10. We will block with a hat and just protect him. And now let's see if he does attack with his blocker or not. I feel like we have to win this game on principle alone of just proving that they need to retrain this Sabo fully, yet old Sabo can still put in work. Oh? He goes 4 into 4. Okay. I don't know why he did that attack. Maybe he just wanted to attack. Okay, so what are we trying to do this turn? We are trying to remove one of the two dragons, which is hard as one's a 10k power and one is a 9k power. We have enough in trash to dragon into a Sabo, where we have a lot of blockers, however, so this might just be a attack heavy. Five into life. He takes it. A trigger ear, maybe? Not the best on this Sabo's deck matchup, but he does have 6k power now, which will make our net swings a bit harder, but that's why we swung in with hat first, just 5, and then, oh, he did. He triggered with Waxing Fist. So we probably should be playing Waxing Fist instead of Radical Beam. So I might change that, but... Alright, he only has 5 cards in hand. Let's go Koala. Do this Koala. Do this Koala. Do this Sabo. And then we can do 8 and then 8 into 6. Yeah, us not finding a red dragon here is really hurting. But I don't think it's like game ending that we're missing it. It goes 8 into 8. And I can attach 5, so I can swing for 11 into 9 here. I can swing 11 into 8. I think I'm going to try that instead. This will just get more cards out of his hand as well, if he does want to live, which I assume he does. That Sabo is a very important card from. Oh, he just lets it die. Alright. Do we want to swing anything else? No, I think keeping up 3 blockers is smart. Alright, just send it there. Yeah, these koalas are decent attackers. They're not our best, but, you know, they're sit-stays, and if we ever play something, we can use their activate main to just give Restodon to our lead. And there's that Stussy we were talking about. Let's see who he attempts. He tries to get rid of that Sabo. We'll use our card effect. So we know we had that. We know we had that Stussy play. Yeah, this lead effect does protect against a lot, which is nice. Though because removal's not really that prominent in the format right now, I can see this why the Sabo isn't getting as much play. I think if removal ever gets really that high and like Lucci becomes a deck that's played a lot, I can see this Sabo being used more than this Sabo, maybe just because of the potential with that. He swings 7. I'll take. No trigger. He'll swing 9. Do I block this one? Do I not? And block with Hatch here. When they swings 10, and we'll take the 10 probably. Alright, interesting. We can play this Twal if we want to, make it easier to swing into one of the dragons. He doesn't have that many cards in hand right now. I think it's, let's start with playing this Koala. We just can't find our red dragon for anything, can we? Let's get a blocker. We can have blocker, or we can get the Spell Betty and go hard into finding our red dragon here for the aggro matchup. I think, you know what? We have to do something, and you can't win by just not hoping, and there we are. Alright. So we're gonna grab dragon here. Play dragon. We will Koala. I should have put the rest of Dawn on dragon. It's fine. Koala put back a 2K, I guess. Buff up dragon. Koala put back a hat. Buff dragon. Sabo. Give Sabo 2 cost. And then he can only give the rest of Dawn to leader, so that we would have had one already from him, so we shouldn't have wasted the dragon, but it's fine. Go 11 into 9. He'll probably counter out with 2 cards here, but that puts him at barely any cards in hand. Alright, he gives us a Morley. And another Morley. Okay. So I would love to swing and plead, but I just don't have anything to give me one more Dawn. So we'll just go sits into life. Go sits, and then 8. And then 8. Yeah, I think if we did give the 2 Dawn to Dragon, we would have been able to clear his black Dragon, which would have been much better. And here's another red Dragon for him. It's going to be really rough on us. He does big on lead. He does 9. We can give up our whole hand here to get out of that. He does have 4 huge attacks, we only have 2 blockers, so 2K. It's not going to be much help here. Yep. Sabo dies. Dragon. Sabo dies. And then he does the Stussy. We just don't have anything. GG. I feel like I definitely messed up that last turn. Should have just did everything on Dragon, trying to remove 1 card from his board. If he still played that Dragon, but we would have been able to match him on attacks with that last blocker, because he just had 1 more attack than we did, so that was the roughest part. And I think the only changes, and I'll try one more time. Cedo Sabo. I think the event that he used, this Waxing Fist, I really liked. So we will play some. And then let's get rid of these. Okay. I like this. Very heavy Revolutionary Army. We have a good amount of searchers to find what we need. We have sticky bodies with protection from effects, leader to protect from other stuff, and then we have good finishers with dragon. I think I might want to add 1 more 8-cost dragon, so I didn't see it that last game, and we can go down Koala. Okay, I like this. I like this as our final attempt. I feel like black and red was an interesting color to start this series off as, because it's been a very rough color throughout history. There are two new black and red leaders with the new Sabo and the Kobe, which is somewhat new. But before, they just didn't really have any connection, as red was removal from power and black was removal from cost. So there just wasn't really a whole overlap. And even as you see with our deck, we're playing just Revolutionary Army, and some of the cards do completely different things. We're not really removing anything at all. We're showing Rush, but really our only rush down is our 8-drop Dragon, as a lot of the Black Revolutionary Army is all about protection and blockers and 8 costs because of the Koala and Sabo leader. So it's just interesting to see. I am excited for some more colors though. I might keep the only block 2 and before restriction for a bit longer, since it will rotate, but I do like the whole idea of getting a new restriction every week, just to kind of, make deck building a bit harder and also see some new stuff. As I'm sure, we don't want to go on a purple-blue leader and then just play two of the most popular decks with either Sanji or Luffy. Like, we'd rather see. Okay. Alright, we're doing blue-black Usopp here. This hand's interesting. We have a Searcher, we have Vent, then we have Hawk. They chose to go first, so we are on our 2 curve. I like this. Just as this means we can Hawk on turn 2, which is very nice. So, Searcher, grabbed Sabo, and then Koala. Usopp's an interesting leader. I've always wanted him to work, as I love the Dressrosa cards. Just a little heads up, when we do get to the black and blue episode, there's a very good chance that we will play either Usopp or Rebecca, as I think that the Dressrosa cards are so interesting, especially how they all... The hardest part is that they revolve around a stage that's rotating out. Let's be honest, that's really rough to do. Especially because with Emu around, people are running ways around stages. So I feel like Usopp and Rebecca are just kind of getting the back end of that for no reason. Should have blocked with Hat there, as he probably didn't have a rush. I could have protected. But this does give us one more card to work with. It's Becca into Bartolomeo. Yeah, see. Dressrosa is also one of those colors where a lot of their black characters have blockers, so this could be a very long, drawn-out game. Let's see, we will start. We'll just second Dragon here. This way he knows we have the one, but he doesn't know we have the rest. Attach 4 to dart, swing 6. I like that. We'll swing 6 here. He might block and then draw a card. Yep. Use this Koala. Swing another 6. Since his draw is once per turn, I'm going to try and get rid of Bartolomeo right now, just so we can't draw off of this guy dying on a different turn. And then I'll leave up 1 so that we have Waxing Fist available in case he wants to try and swing bid with lead, something like that. Is he on 7 yet? He is on his 7 curve, so he could do his Rebecca into Heroes combo. Cool, let's just use that. And he plays a Cavendish instead. I'm cool with this. His hat does beat Cavendish. Even though he has the +1 tossed, that's fine. Because hat is original tossed. He hits Leo. Leo's an extremely strong searcher here. He's like the 3-drop Sendoku for the Tuzon leader, as he gets to pit 2 cards from what he searches. So he'll get One-Legged Soldier and Orlumbus. Trash Zoro. He goes 2 into 2. Then he has 2 Dons, so we might play that One-Legged Soldier out for next turn. See him doing that. We will be on 8 Dawn. Oh, he plays out Yachts. 3 into 1. That is pretty rough. We do really like having that koala every turn. Yeah, that is annoying, but it's fine. Alright, we're on 8 here, so we will Dragon. Go 9. And then 7. And then I guess we'll just to the Leo. Plays the Rebecca, plays the Tyros. Plays Cavendish. Bounces the Gods back to hand. Very interesting card. Let's see. 2. Alright. He goes 5. Give him a hat. That's fine. Alright. Do we just do another dragon and just go big into that Tyros? I think we do. We could be defensive and go hat here, but you can't be dragon. Alright. We'll go 10 into 9. He gives us cards out of his hand, which is awesome. Go sits into sits. See if he gives us another card or not. Yes, he does. I will go 9 into sits. He'll get to draw one here with Usopp. Or he'll give us, you know what? Interesting he did that. His hand is now really low. So I guess Cavendish will let him +1. So he does 5. Give him a hack here. There's Cavendish. Savo. I want to hold up this Waxing Fist. This is a 4+4 right now. With the Tyros. I will take this. It's a Sabo. Also from Dressrosa. Yeah, a lot of these Sabos are Dressrosa types. So we got some blocker here, which is annoying. He goes big. Okay, so that was a mess up on my part. Forgot that this was not a 2K. Okay. Yep. Does he give us both cards out of his hand? Didn't think so. Alright, we are in one here. That was a big mess up of me to waste that Waxing Fist. He goes 9. Us finding 3 gens back to back was kind of amazing for us, if I'm being honest. We were able to put a lot of pressure on. He goes 9. Then he has 6, so we might red rock again. He goes big 8. And we lose here, actually. We were 1-2 away from that. That was a rough loss, as we did see so much. Alright, you know what? I want to try one more of this. Alright, this hand's good. We got a Searcher. We got the Koala to put Arrested on lead. This Luffy is very offensive, so let's see if we're able to kill him here. He uses Dart. I know the original version of this Luffy I could maybe do once we hit red and green on the wheel, so might be trying that. Alright, let's Koala. Grab a Sabo. We'll go this Koala. Pass. And I think this is our preferred curve, going turn 2, hatch, and then use this one toss to give Arrestodon the lead. Alright, he's at 3. So he's going to go 7. Or he's going to attach one more. Go 8. If he goes 7, I might counter. If he goes 8, I will not counter. So I'm trying to leave it to him. He goes 7, I will counter. If he went 8, I just was not going to give him one more card out of my hand. Does he have a play for 1? Maybe like a Nami Searcher or something? I've seen some decks run just the red Nami Searcher. I've seen decks run the green one only. I've seen decks run both. They're basically almost the same card. Right. It's nice. We see a dragon for late game. So let's go hatch here. No real reason to attach, as that's just a free 2K. So we'll just end it there. See what he can do. This hack is really nice. Just made himself an 8 cost. Makes him very hard to remove. Let's see. I know this deck runs the 4 cost Nami from the new set, which is a blocker, on play, rest 2 of my characters, and sets 5 Dawn active at the end of his turn. So I could see him do 1 on lead, play that Nami, rest hack, rest Koala, swing in, and then at the end of his turn get all of his Dawn back, which will stop me from doing a lot of attacks because of his lead effect. He also has the Sanji, which is an on-play to untap. Leave 2 Dawn, and then at the end of your turn, untap 1 Dawn. There's the Usopp. Oh, okay. He goes sits. We don't have a 2K here, but the hat. I don't believe that his deck normally runs any rush bodies. I could be wrong. It is a red deck, so they always could. And he plays the Usopp, which at the end of the turn unstands 2 Dawn, which with this lead is really nice because that is basically 2 free 2K counters. Think we might just take it slow here. Play Sabo. Go Koala. There's no big reason to attack again. He can get out of it. Or just setting up for late game. Let's see, 7 Dawn. I have seen this set sometimes play the 9 cost Zoro that can attack multiple times a turn. So if he gets that, that will be the hardest thing for us to deal with. So we'll just try and rush him down, I guess. We have the dragon in hand to make that a bit easier. The hardest part, Spencer. Oh, he plays a Zoro. That's good. This Zoro, we can just never, ever attack into because of its end of turn. He might attach 3 to lead, or he plays the Swoofy, which makes his characters even stronger. That is luckily only on his turn. It does protect from removal though, so Hat does kind of lose some effectiveness, let's be honest. So let's see, if he does sit, he might not even attach to the blockers, but... And then he Usopp's Unstand 2 at the end of his turn, he'll have 3 2Ks for free plus his cards in hand. And he will do 7. Interesting. Does he go the Usopp in, maybe? Does he hold the Usopp back? I think that's what he's thinking the most on right now. Go sits into sits, maybe? Go sits into life. I'll probably just take it if he goes into life. Yeah, gives me another card to work with. Alright, and then we are dragons. We're going to use dragon on our turn. Alright. Let's just go. Go 8 into 5. See if he'll use lead ability on this. Or if he'll save lead ability for his life. Yeah. It does such we have to swing with 8. I should have used this Sabo to put us at 9. That way he wouldn't just freely get out of it. Because 9 is the mark when he only has 2 Dawn. It's like the perfect mark where he has to just out a card out of his hand as well. Just lets it go. Okay. Go 9 into life. He'll probably he'll either take it or yeah, he'll take it. And then let's see. Just give him some more cost just in case he has anything. I know this isn't a blue deck, so I have to worry about Gravity Blade, but it's always good to be cautious than, you know, have your character suddenly removed because you forgot to make him an 8 cost instead of a 6 cost. He's at 9 here, so we could see that Zoro being dropped. I doubt he would with my board right now. He could do the 6 cost Secret or Luffy is a good one. It's a 6 cost on play. Oh, he does another Zoro. It's 1 on lead. Then this is the Nami I was talking about earlier. That is really good for him, resting both of our blockers. This Luffy being able to against the hat is also very strong. It's not even like I didn't hack at him. He doesn't even just say other shots, just if a straw hat would be KO'd. So, and that does give him a blocker to protect his life. He goes 7. We'll have to take that. Oh, not seeing any 2Ks. Goes 7 as well. Do we counter out of this? We have to have 3 cards in our hand. Yeah, because both these are searchers, it might be okay. And we can't even attack into his board here because of that. Yeah, the Sweeter does have amazing survivability, and he'll get 5 2Ks for free, basically. Alright, I'll probably play down that Sabo, but before then, let's do 9 and delete. He might just block that with the Nami. He'll take. Do you have a trigger here? We will Bellow Betty. I can grab the 8-cost dragon. Use 8 costs, then get out this Sabo to have a blocker. Draw some more cards. I like that idea. We will return a 2K, this Koala, a Searcher Koala, play this Sabo, and then a blocker, trash 1, trash 2, all KO immune. We can use him, give us another Dawn, and hold 1 up if maybe I get like an event out of life or something. And see. No real reason to swing 7, as he has all of those. I like this, keeping our board open. If he does have another Nami, we now have a 3rd blocker to really help. And then we do have some big attacks next turn with the red dragon, and we have a black dragon. And then on our next turn, we can maybe even Koala. Let's see, he got an Usopp. That's fine. We can maybe even Koala into hopefully finding a red dragon just to get even more attacks into him. Yeah, this Luffy support right here with OP14 is one of, if not the stronger additions to the deck, in my opinion. You know, turning these all into 6 chase swings just made it that much harder to counter out of. He has 1 on lead. Probably attach at least 1 more, since Usopp will unstand 2 at the end of his turn. Or we can maybe see him play a Nami, like I said. And then if we do find another Black Dragon, we do have enough cards in trash to do the whole thing again. So it's always something cool. Yeah. He goes 6. Just block that with the 7. So I don't have to waste lead ability yet. Oh, is this where the 2... Oh, that's just another Usopp. Alright, so that's unstanding 4 cards at the end of his turn. It's crazy. Hido sits in, give him a 2K. Hido sits in as well. And I just block. Use my card action. Then at the end of his turn, he'll get 4 free 2Ks because of the 2 Usopps. So, He is only on 2 life. Again, this deck is, I think, one of the best survivabilities of all. Alright, we do see a Waxing Fist here. It's not bad. Let's start with 8. He'll have to give us 2 of his Dawn and a card in hand, or 3 Dawn. Or actually, no, just 2 of his Dawn. It's the 9 power where he has to give 2 Dawn and a card out of hand. So this is really where you start to wear down this Gloofy deck when you get so many big swings, where it's not just, oh, I'll just use, one of my Dawn to counter out, but when he has to use multiple of his Dawn to get out of this attack is really when we start getting that power spike. Oh, see, what is this? Charleston. Interesting. I don't think... Didn't even think of playing this card when I've tried out this leader before. That's a really interesting card. Right, we'll go 9 into 5. He'll give us 3 Dawn here, most likely. He takes it. Should attach 9 and go 14, though he just gives us all of his Dawn. I want to see what he does here if I do this. He might just tap all 5 of his Dawn to get out of it, which I could see happening. Or maybe he will waste some events in hand. But I want to hold up the Waxing Fist to protect life. And then I want to try and push lethal next turn with both of the dragons, and I'll probably swing with my blocker starting next turn as well. I just didn't want to start swinging with any of them this turn, in case he did have a Nami, because I need at least 3 blockers up to protect against 1 Nami. If he has 2 Namis, there's nothing I could have done to protect my board from that. He uses most of his Dawn. Surprised he didn't use all of it, though. He might be worried I'm pushing lethal this turn, which I'm just not. I am not going to risk that, personally. Pushing lethal here is way too risky for me. Okay. That's actually great for me, because he wasted a card in hand. If he had just not been afraid of the rest of my attacks and didn't use his event, he would have been fine. He would have had this event for our next turn. But because he did waste it, I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Now the hard part is he has 4 6K attacks on board, plus 3 cards in hand, and all 10 of his Dawn. And if he keeps his Usopp's on board, then he's just restanding 4 Dawn no matter what. So it's not like he has to play around his lead ability that well. Might try and swing 7 with lead. Alright, so that's 1, 7. Do we want to waste a 9 here? Do we take it? Let's take it. I want to save this +4 for when we really need it. Or to protect one of our dragons if he does a Nami or something to rest my blockers, and then try and get rid of a dragon, because we do really need those dragons to finish this game. He's really thinking here. He goes sits. I'll give him both cards in my hand. It sucks that we didn't have a 2K, but it should be hopefully okay. If I can keep at least most of this board for Net's turn, then I think that should be enough to lethal him. He goes 7. 7. I'll let the Hawk go. He'll probably rest this Luffy character. He will. He might think I'm desperate here since I did let the Hawk go or something, so he might attach Dawn wildly. If he doesn't play anything, then these Usops are basically useless. Oh. And he plays the Nami. Okay, that's what we were worried about. Waxing Fist is going to really have to put in some work here. He goes 7. Okay, let's think about this. If we take this, he'll attach 2 here and go 8. Waxing Fist should still be able to cover it. He goes everything. We Waxing Fist. He does have 1 blocker. He'll get all 5 of his Dawn back. He has 2 in hand. There is a chance we're not able to finish this out. Though, if we can Betty find another Rush Dragon, I feel like our chances go up very high. So we'll start with 8. Yeah, in this scenario, I won't keep any blockers back. I just have to swing everything at life and hope for the best. He goes 9. Let's go 9 with Dragon. If he has another one of those 2-toss events, that will really mess us up here. Oh, he uses everything. Okay. Let's Betty. Okay, we didn't find what we wanted. Let's try and Koala. Better to Koala, or is it better to... I think Darp here. Just says Darp. What's it, top 4 versus top 3. We have a better chance of finding what we need. Go 9. He'll probably block this. Yep. He blocks that. Go 8 into life. And this is where we've used all of our Dawn, used all our Fets. We just hope for the best, because it's either we win here or we lose. There's no in between. We need one of the cards in his hand to be a brick right now. If it's not, then, you know, well played to him. This was a very drawn out and hard game. And we were barely able to win that. That's going to be the end of the video. I hope we all enjoyed. Here's one more look at the Sabo list we ended up finishing with. And I hope to see you again next week for the next continuation of this.